Well, for more on this, we have Douglas Sloan. He's a Democratic strategist, and he's here to break down some of this for us. Douglas, great to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
Do you think the president planned to walk out of that meeting beforehand?
In all likelihood, he did. Let's be honest, this guy is a master of theater and suspense. So I'm sure that he was thinking all along that he was going to do something like this because he likes to engage in theatrics to try to control the narrative and gain public support. So I'm sure that he had this somewhere in his plan.
That being said, do you think the speaker baited him?
No, not at all. And, quite frankly, I think that Trump is being derelict in his constitutional duty, saying that he refuses to negotiate with the Democratic-controlled Congress as long as they're investigating him. That is actually part of the House's duty to offer a system of checks and balances on the office of the executive of the White House. So, no, I don't think that at all. I think that Nancy Pelosi is really just about doing her job and trying to ensure that she is best able to serve, or rather make sure the government is serving the American people.
So is it a good idea, though, moments before a meeting that is largely bipartisan? I mean, both Democrats and Republicans want to rebuild the nation's ailing infrastructure. Moments before you go into that meeting, you call your boss and you accuse him of a cover-up. I mean, is that pushing for bipartisan legislation at that point?
So these are equal branches of government. So if you're saying that Pelosi calling Trump her boss, Trump is in no way Nancy Pelosi's boss. Nancy Pelosi is head of the House of Representatives and actually third in line for leadership after the vice president. So it's not her boss. Remember, the House, under the Constitution, the House is set up to offer a system of checks and balances on the executive. So it's not her boss. And again, when she says, he's engaged in cover-ups, well, this is a man that's had how many different mistresses? We have evidence. Michael Cohen brought in a check showing a payment for the affair to cover up with Stormy Daniels. So he has engaged in cover-ups. She was not telling lies or untruths, but she was being honest. And, this is unprecedented for the President of the United States to say that he's not going to work with Congress. I mean, I don't think this has ever happened in the history of this republic. So it really is out there. It's crazy.
So do you think that Democrats will be able to pursue, or to convince, rather, Nancy Pelosi to pursue impeachment at this point?
I don't think so. And I say that because Nancy Pelosi is very strategic. She does not want to risk losing majority of the House in the 2020 elections. This isn't any normal election. This is a critical election because they're going to have a census in 2020, which means they're going to redraw congressional districts in 2022, which is very important that the Democrats control the House while that's happening to ensure that there is a fair process, that we don't have these crazy gerrymandered districts that are going to favor Republicans. So she's being very strategic. And I imagine that right now there are 13 open investigations into President Trump. So the truth is going to come out on President Trump. An impeachment process or even an inquiry to impeachment isn't necessary right now. We just had a federal judge rule that Trump's accounting firm, Mazars and Deutsche Bank, have to comply with the House subpoena to turn over records. They will do so. So all of these investigations are moving along quite nicely, and the truth will come out. So I think Pelosi is making the right move.
All right, Douglas Sloan, appreciate you being with us. Thanks for that.
Thanks for having me.